Hello everyone and welcome to my Coronation Street official today. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the ever unpredictable world of Coronation Street, where ordinary lives often spiral into extraordinary drama, the shocking incident involving Will and Sam sends ripples of fear and heartbreak through Weatherfield, reminding viewers just how fragile safety can be on the cobbled streets. What begins as a tense undercurrent of unresolved emotions quickly escalated into something far more dangerous, as Will's bottled up anger finally erupts in a way that no one could have anticipated. Known for his increasingly volatile behavior, Will has been walking a fine line for weeks, his frustration simmering beneath the surface, unnoticed or perhaps underestimated by those around him. But when that anger finds its target in Sam, a character often seen as gentle, thoughtful, and quietly resilient, the consequences are devastating, and honestly watching it all unfold, you can't help but think, how did it get this far without anyone truly stepping in? The attack itself is sudden and brutal, unfolding in a moment that feels both shocking and tragically inevitable, as if all the warning signs had been there, waiting to be acknowledged, and that's the thing that really gets under your skin. The signs were there, they were always there. Will wasn't hiding his instability, he was practically wearing it on his sleeve for anyone paying close enough attention. But life on the street moves fast, and people get busy, and somehow the quiet creeping danger of a man losing control gets buried beneath the noise of everyday living. That is, until it can't be buried anymore. Sam caught completely off guard, his left physically hard and emotionally shaken, struggling to comprehend how someone he may have trusted or at least never feared could turn on him with such intensity. Imagine how he felt in that moment. Not just the physical pain, but that horrible disorienting confusion of realizing that the world as you knew it has just shifted beneath your feet. The person in front of him wasn't a stranger. That's what makes it so deeply unsettling. Violence from the unknown is frightening, but violence from someone familiar, that cuts differently. That leaves a mark that no amount of time can fully erase. The aftermath is equally harrowing. As the community grapples with what has happened, their sense of security fractured by the realization that danger can come from within their own circle. Weatherfield is supposed to be the kind of place where people look out for each other, where neighbors notice when something's wrong, where the community acts as a kind of safety net. But this moment tears a hole in that net, and suddenly everyone is forced to reckon with how porous it actually was. I can't believe it took something this extreme for people to finally stop and take stock of what was happening right in front of them. For Sam, the journey doesn't end with attack. In many ways, it's only the beginning. The emotional toll lingers, manifesting in moments of vulnerability and quiet reflection, as he tries to process not just the physical pain but the betrayal and confusion that accompany it. Simple things, walking alone, hearing raised voices, even familiar faces begin to carry a weight they never did before, illustrating just how profoundly the incident has altered his sense of safety. Friends and neighbors rally around him, offering support and comfort, but there is an unspoken question hanging in the air. How do you move forward after something like this? How do you look at the same streets, the same faces, the same front doors, and feel anything close to what you felt before? The answer, painfully, is that you might never fully get back to that place. And that's a loss that doesn't always get acknowledged the way it should. Meanwhile, Will's actions force a reckoning both for himself and for those who may have ignored the signs of his instability. His rage, once dismissed as fleeting or manageable, is now impossible to overlook, and the consequences of his behavior ripple outward, affecting not just Sam but everyone connected to them. Some neighbors see him purely as a danger, someone who crossed a line that can never be uncrossed, while others quietly question whether there were deeper issues at play that went unnoticed for too long. And honestly, both reactions make complete sense, because it's human nature to want a simple villain, someone you can point at and say, there, that's where it all went wrong. But real life and real storytelling like this rarely lets you off the hook that easily. The storyline delves deep into themes of anger, accountability, and the impact of violence, presenting a narrative that feels uncomfortably real, as it mirrors situations that can occur in everyday life. What Coronation Street is doing here isn't just delivering drama for drama's sake, it's holding up a mirror and asking its audience to look closely. Could this have been prevented? Were there moments when someone could have stepped in, said something, done more? These questions linger, adding layers of complexity to the storyline and inviting viewers to reflect on their own perceptions of warning signs and responsibility, and that's what elevates this above a standard soap opera plot. It's not just entertainment, it's a conversation starter about things that happen in real homes, on real streets, to real people every single day. As the dust begins to settle, the focus shifts to healing and justice. True, neither comes easily. Sam's recovery is portrayed with sensitivity, highlighting the emotional scars that often accompany physical injuries, while also showcasing his strength and determination to not let the incident define him. Each step forward, no matter how small, feels significant, a testament to his resilience even in the face of lingering doubt. At the same time, Will faces the consequences of his actions, his future uncertain as the weight of what he has done becomes impossible to ignore. The storyline doesn't offer easy answers or quick resolutions, instead, it embraces the messy, complicated reality of human behavior, where actions have lasting consequences and healing takes time. And that restraint, that refusal to tie everything up neatly, is precisely what makes this story so powerful and so necessary. The attack on Sam becomes more than just a shocking moment. It serves as a catalyst for change, forcing characters to reevaluate their relationships, their assumptions, and their understanding of one another. This tension adds a subtle unease to every interaction, as if the entire community is walking on edge, unsure of how to reconcile what they thought they knew with the reality now in front of them. Meanwhile, the incident begins to influence other relationships on the street, sparking difficult conversations about trust, responsibility, and the importance of speaking up when something doesn't feel right. And as Weatherfield slowly attempts to find its balance again, one thing becomes clear. This is not a moment that will simply fade away, but a turning point that will shape the lives of those involved for a long time to come. And maybe that's the hardest truth to sit with, because this wasn't just one moment of violence, it was a warning that went unheard. What really stays with me is not just what Will did, but how long something inside him was clearly breaking, and how easy it is for people to look away until it's too late. Because in real life, just like Coronation Street, the signs are really loud at first. They whisper, they build, and then suddenly everything changes. And Sam's journey now feels bigger than just recovery. It's about learning how to feel safe again, in a place that suddenly doesn't feel the same. Personally, I think the story hits hard because it refuses to give us easy answers. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions about responsibility, about silence, and about how well we really know the people around us. But here is what I keep wondering. What happens when fear starts to shape who Sam becomes next? Does he grow stronger, or does this change in him in ways no one can see yet? And what about Will? Was this truly his breaking point, or are we only just beginning to see how far he can fall? Because if this is only the beginning, then Weatherfield isn't healing anytime soon. It's bracing for something even deeper. My feeling, this storyline is quietly setting up a longer emotional fallout, where the real damage won't come from the attack itself, but from the choices people make after it. So the question is, who steps up and who steps back when it matters most? And if you were there, would you have seen the signs or missed them too? Stay with this story, because something tells me the next twist won't be loud, it will be personal, and it will hit when no one's ready.